What's up, YouTube? Car Guru here with another video, and I just want to apologize beforehand for all the glare, but I don't control the sun. It's early in the morning for me anyway, and the sunlight is just pouring in from all sides, so hopefully I could probably do something about that, but I don't think I can edit it out too much. So today's topic is about efficiency, fuel economy, yeah, just basically that. As far as the E39 BMW 540i's are concerned. So right off the bat, it's a 4.4 liter V8, and it, depending on the model year, because the first few model years were non-Vanos, and then the last 3 years or so, production years of the E39 V8s had the Vano system. So essentially bringing up the horsepower and torque figures by a little bit. So anywhere between 275 to 285 horsepower figures, and then anywhere from 320 to 325 or 315 to 325 foot-pounds of torque, somewhere around there. Obviously, with how old these cars are now, you're probably not going to see these factory numbers for horsepower and torque. That's why I'm just gonna go ahead and estimate what they're probably making nowadays for a decently maintained, or like a perfectly maintained 540i. Anyway, and that sort of leads me to the next point, is your fuel economy is also dependent on how well your car has been maintained. And that's a very, very big key point, because that would include things like tires. Are your tires good? Do they have good tread left? What types of tires you're running? Are you running like economy tires? Are you running a good set of summer tires? Are you running winter tires when it's not winter? And you know, you're creating for a more of a drag situation here. Just quality tires versus really crappy tires will bring about the difference in your fuel economy, believe it or not. And then of course there's things like tire pressure. You know, are your tires properly inflated, or are they underinflated? All things that can, both case scenarios, which can definitely have an impact on your fuel economy. And then just the general condition of your engine, the general health of your engine, right? So if you're driving around in a 540i and you have Vanos issues, or you have things, and I mean, this could apply to any car, but again, we're specifically talking about one make and one model. So if we're talking about the 540i, if your V8 has, air leaks, you have whatever, your fuel lines are clogged up, you've got gunk in your engine, you've got, carbon buildup, you've got all sorts of stuff, your air filter's dirty, any of those things will also contribute. So in general, overall, your engine's health will contribute towards your fuel economy. So make sure your engine is, up with all the oil changes, and it's not, you don't have any check engine lights for O2 sensors or air vacuum leaks or anything like that, or exhaust leaks, or your any of that, really. I mean, you guys can go, you're on YouTube, you can go around and search for basic maintenance on cars, so I don't want to go into detail. Anyway, with that all being said, let's put that aside now and talk numbers, specifically my numbers. Personally, now I don't drive this car too many miles during the week. However, I will say that on the weekends I do almost, it's almost 2-3 times a month that I take this car on a 600-mile trip from where I am to where my parents live. and it's about a 4-hour drive, and so it's quite a lot of miles. And I'd say I probably put, overall, I think I put about, let's see now, maybe 2,000 miles in a month or so, somewhere around there, rough estimate, depending on how often I go see my parents, and it is pretty often, but there are months in between where I tend not to go even once a month. So with that being said, my fuel economy numbers have not been bad. And another thing that I will point out is highway mileage in this car is absolutely fantastic. This thing is a highway queen. The E39 540i's love the highways. They will spit back amazing fuel economy numbers like you wouldn't believe. I mean, let's put it this way. I'm not gonna go into the official EPA numbers or whatever. I'm just gonna dumb it down for all of us to understand, and that is, let's talk about range, okay? I like to talk about range. It's like an electric car, right? Like on a full charge, how many miles are you gonna get of range? So on a full tank of gas, with me driving that gas tank needle or that fuel gauge needle all the way, you know, close to the light, so I want to say maybe a quarter of the, you know, a quarter left on the fuel gauge. So because I don't drive the car all the way until the fuel light turns on, and it's not good for your fuel pump. Your fuel pump has to work extra hard, and it's just gonna end up prematurely, you know, killing your fuel pump. So don't do that, right? Wow, I got cut off. Okay. Anyway, back to the video. Ridiculous. So, range. We're talking about range here. On the highway, and with how well maintained my car is, and I got brand new tires on it, and you know, everything is good to go, no check engine lights, none of that jazz. On the highway, on a full gas of tank, or for a tank of gas, I can get close to 550 kilometers. Nothing but the highway. In the city, however, these cars tend to be a lot worse. And I'm going to point out something here. This only applies to the 6-speed manual cars. I don't have any experience with the automatic 540i's or automatic cars in general. You know, in a manual, you can control your fuel economy, let's put it that way. This car has a lot of torque. You could be shifting at 1,500, 2,000 RPMs every single time, all the way up to top gear, 6th gear, and you should be okay. But if you're absolutely pounding on it and, you know, you're redlining the first 2-3 gears often, you're gonna see those numbers drop by a lot. So it's all in your control, and that's part of the reason why we drive stick anyway, right? It's all in our control, for the most part anyway. So that's my range for the highway. In the city, with everything good to go, I can usually, if I'm not thrashing it, or even with a little bit of thrashing, I can usually see about anywhere from 450 to 480 kilometers to a tank. And when I say to a tank, it's just before the fuel light turns on, which means I still have reserve, I still have some way to go. So those numbers are pretty good. For me, I think those numbers are excellent, because my wife's Saab with a 2-liter turbo ends up doing roundabout the same, and that one is a 5-speed. And to be honest, this car on the highway is a lot better than that model year 2009-3 2.0T Saab. Of course, that car is a little bit better in the city, but you kind of expect that because you're lugging around in a freaking V8 versus a turbo 2-liter 4-pot, which, if you stay out of the boost, should be okay for the most part. So, without making this video too long, it's already been long, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos, and I sincerely hope that a lot more people watch these videos to understand what it is to own a BMW 540i. So anyway, I just want to take a second out to thank you, the viewer, for viewing my video and subscribing to the channel and liking the videos that I put out. So now that's the range. In mixed city/highway driving, I've seen between 500 to 520 kilometers for my fuel tank, for my fuel mileage. So that's what it is. I think this car is pretty good on the highway. It's fantastic, actually, and gas isn't too bad, especially if you live in the US of A. Gas is pretty cheap for the most part. So, I mean, you gotta fill up on unleaded fuel, highest octane fuel, no doubt about that. But, you know, it keeps the engine healthy and all systems doing well. And if all systems are doing well, this car can return you not only great fuel economy numbers for its 4.4 liter V8, but it can also give you a lot of enjoyment from all this power and torque that it does have. And this car is no slouch, let's put it that way. A lot of people compare it to the M5. It's not an M5. It will never be an E39 M5, no matter what happens. But as its own standalone model, as a diet version of the M5, it's a pretty damn good value in the used market. I mean, you can pick these up for a song in average to good condition, and for excellent conditions, you're still not even paying anywhere close to E39 M5 prices. So get out there, go on Craigslist, go on Kijiji if you're in Canada, and see what's out there. Don't hesitate to buy this car, and I'll try to make more videos of this car, different topics. I've got a few topics in my mind. I just haven't had the time to actually put them together into a video. So watch out for more videos. Again, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, tell your friends, and give me suggestions. What else do you guys want me to talk about? Whether it's BMW related or not. Of course, obviously, we're going to talk about cars. I'm not going to talk about politics here or anything like that. So let me know what you guys want me to make a video of. And if there's something else you want to, if you want me to review your car, I'm just going to go ahead and put this out there. If you're in the Michigan area, if you want me to review a cool car that you have, shoot me a private message, shoot me an email, whatever, or put it down in the comments section. I check my comments section very, very often because I don't get a lot of comments in the first place. Actually, none. So, yeah, let me know, and make sure you keep watching, keep searching Craigslist. Take care. I'll see you, everyone. Bye.